Oh, you have to know history, I mean, in order to know what you're dealing with. Yes. Yes, that's the whole purpose. History is anything that happened 1 second ago, all right? Or it's anything that happened 40 trillion years ago. It depends on why study history. That's the question. Why study history? And I say that if you're trying to solve a problem, you study just enough history to solve the problem. I mean, that's the way we should look at it. We just don't study history just to be studying history. I mean, you know, history is the whole past. And what is the past? The past is everything that happened before the beginning of time and since. That's the past. So you say, well, you're going to study everybody who had breakfast 40 trillion years ago and what they had for breakfast, each and every person. That's history. So you're going to study that? Well, now you say, well, you can start out trying to do that, but in order to accomplish what? See, the whole purpose for doing anything is to try to accomplish something. So when I was taught history, I wasn't taught the reason that I was studying history. I was just saying, well, let's just study the past. You know, just study the past. Study the past. Study, you know, all the things that people did in the past. Well, study what past? Whose past? In order to do what? That's the main question. What are you going to do with it now that you got it? Now that you got it all in your head, what can you do with it? What can you do with what you learned about what happened 15 minutes ago? That's what it comes down to. You say, well, it's important to know what happened down the hall 15 minutes ago. Well, why is it important? Why do you have to know what somebody said on the elevator this morning? That's history. Do you need to know what the conversations were on every elevator in New York City this morning? I mean, who said what to whom? Well, you say, well, somebody might have said something that you need to know. It had to do with the stock market. Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. See, that's getting focus on what you're studying. Lots of elevators in New York City. Lots of people get on and off elevators having conversations back and forth, and sometimes texting while they're doing it. You want to know what every text was in between 9 o'clock, between 6 o'clock and 7:30? What every conversation was on a text message on an elevator in the city of New York? That is history. That actually happened. You know, lots of people did it. So which one of those text messages should you pick out to study? All of them? Some of them? In order to do what? See, it always comes down to in order to do what? What is it that you need to know in order to do what? So that's what it comes down to about history. And one thing that black people should never use history for, and that is to brag. And there's a logical reason for that that's right in your face. Look at the shape we're in now. So we don't have bragging rights. We're prisoners of war. The black people of this planet and the system of white supremacy are now, in 2018, prisoners of war. We have no bragging rights at all. Studying, I don't care what we did 10 million years ago or 10 seconds ago. We're not in position to brag. We're only in position to try to get out of this prison, try to dismantle the prison, really, and replace it with a better system than the system of government we have here in the world now. We come under that system of government. It is the corrupt system of government. It's a system of government that never should have existed in the first place. It's called the system of white supremacy. That is the government of the world right now when it comes to non-white people. Now, that system got in place on account of mistakes that were made in history. There's no way around that. Mistakes by whom? By the people who became victims of it. That's how you become a victim. You make mistakes.